Hello everyone, this is Sodhi from CAAN Wings Consultants Private Limited. I hope all of you are doing great. So this is a very urgent news and I would say very thrilling news that I need to share with you. The state of NSW has just relaxed its criteria for a 190 and a 491 nominations. So I've been asked this question for the last couple of days that there's some sort of change expected. While we did know what kind of changes were to be coming through, we were waiting for an official confirmation before we could bring that to you. So this morning, that is on the 12th of December, the NSW has updated its page, its information, and has announced the changes with respect to the nomination. So what are the changes? Now, prior to December 12, that is today, NSW operated in the following manner. For those who were seeking a 190 nomination, needed to first check whether their occupation was on their occupation list or not. After that, they were supposed to check whether they're meeting the minimum points corresponding to that occupation. And following that, they were supposed to check whether they meet the minimum number of years required for that occupation. When we say years required, we're talking about the number of years that you can claim after the deemed date. That is very important and that's something you need to factor in. Therefore, both the subclass 190 and the subclass 491 had two different sets of requirements. The occupations were more or less the same on both the lists, but the corresponding minimum points required and the work experience requirement was different for the 491 nomination and was different for the 190 nomination. The major difference between the two nomination processes was that while the state nomination for 190 could not be applied for directly, it was only through the invited pathway. The nomination for a 491 could be applied directly, and we've been doing so and getting the nominations approved as well. Now what has happened is that the state of NSW has abolished the minimum criteria in terms of the minimum points required and the work experience required for the invited pathway. So what is happening now is that NSW has three major processes through which you can apply for your state nomination. One is the 190 invited pathway. It has a set of occupations which are the same. There is no change in the occupations. But now it does not have any minimum work experience or minimum points required. So what that essentially means is that somebody with 65 points and 6 bands in each section can also be eligible to get an invitation from the state of NSW. Similarly, the 491 occupation list also stays, but the associated work experience requirement and the minimum points requirement has been removed for the 491 invited pathway. So invited pathway is a pathway where the control is with the state of NSW. They decide whom they are going to give out nominations for, and you cannot apply directly. Alongside that, the direct RDA 491 pathway still exists. That is the pathway wherein you can apply for your 491 nomination directly, and for that the minimum points required and the minimum work experience required still exists. So again, for the direct application, the points and minimum experience criteria exists, but for the invited pathway, 190 and 491, it does not exist. Along with that, what I've also noticed is that there seems to be some changes in the minimum points and number of years required. They have reduced the minimum points and the number of years required for those who intend to make a direct application to one of the RDAs in NSW. So with this, I'd like you to lodge your EOIs. I encourage you to keep NSW as an option. Do lodge an EOI indicating NSW as the preferred state, and there is every possibility that in their subsequent invitation rounds you could be getting an invitation for a nomination. So the only thing, however, that's probably not good about these changes is that there's been no change in the occupation list. So while there have been some amazing changes, those of you who probably did not have the occupations listed there, such as private tutors, were a little disappointed. Because there has been no change with the occupation list. So that is it. I'll keep it limited to this. For any queries, feel free to write into us or call us on 78498 and I'll be happy to assist you with whatever information you are looking for. Until next time, bye bye and take care.